Good evening, students. Welcome back to Analog Electronics online class. In the last class, we have discussed what is electronics, then what are the applications of electronics, and what is analog electronics, and we have discussed some classifications of material like material can be matter in the world in the can be three types, either it may be solid, liquid or gaseous. Again, from the solids we have classified into three more, that is conductor, insulator and the semiconductor. We have focused on more semiconductors because electronics deals with semiconductors. Our subject is analog electronics, so that we must study the behavior of a semiconductor in presence of electric field, magnetic field or voltage. That is in the subject of analog electronics. And we have discussed around 4 to 5 applications in case of analog electronics. First one, rectification we have discussed, amplification we have discussed, oscillations we have discussed, and the control and automation also we have discussed. Coming to the today's topic, today I am going to explain about, I am going to give the overview on the 5 units. After that we are going to start the first unit with the first topic. Here analog electronics consisting of 5 units. In the complete analog electronics, we are going to study some of the electronic devices, formation or construction of electronic devices. After studying its construction, we have to study its behavior by applying some voltage. The main objective of analog electronic subject is we are going to study some diodes and transistors. After studying that diodes and transistors, by connecting the diode and transistor in some electronic circuit, then we have to examine its response. That is analog electronics. First unit is we are going to discuss about diodes. In the first unit we are going to discuss about diodes and their application. Diodes and their applications. In the intermediate we have discussed, we have studied about the diodes. Diodes we have studied about the PN junction diode, we have studied about the Zener diode, we have studied some Schottky barrier diode, some LED, LCD, all these are nothing but diodes only. In the first unit we are going to study some various types of diodes and their applications. Mainly we are going to study in the first unit with the two diodes. So we are going to study the two diodes. One is called PN junction diode, another one is called a Zener diode. PN junction diode, that means what? P is one semiconductor, N is another semiconductor, they compose together, they form the PN junction diode, and by having the PN junction diode, what are the applications we can have? By studying its behavior, by studying its characteristics, then how it can provide some specific applications we have to discuss. That is the first unit. In the first unit we are going to study the PN junction diode, Zener diode. After studying the formation of PN junction diode and the Zener diode, we have to study its VI characteristics. VI characteristics nothing but voltage and ampere characteristics. By applying the voltage we have to examine its current. That is simply verifying the Ohm's law only. Ohm's law states that V is directly proportional to I, voltage is directly proportional to I. That means V is directly proportional to I. And again we are going to study the Zener diode. Zener diode, PN junction diode will have some limitations. To overcome those one, we are going to study the another diode, that is called a Zener diode. And after studying that Zener diode VI characteristics, we have to make use this PN junction diode and the Zener diode some of the applications, for the some of the applications. That first thing, first unit we are going to discuss the diodes that are PN junction diode and Zener diode, with their VI characteristics and applications we have to study in the first unit. Second unit, we must study the transistor, that is BJT, transistor. We have to study the transistor. Here PN junction diode is composed with semiconductor material and Zener diode is also composed with semiconductor material. So that as PN junction diode and the Zener diode are classified into the electronic components or devices. Here transistor, second unit we are going to discuss about the transistor. Transistor. We are having the various types of transistor, various classes of the transistor. In the second unit we are going to discuss one particular type of transistor, that is called BJT, bipolar junction transistor. We are going to study the formation or construction of the BJT, bipolar junction transistor. After that we are going to study the types of BJTs we have. After that we have to study the VI characteristics, and after studying the VI characteristics of BJT, we have to study the applications of BJT. In the last class I have explained, I have explained some of the applications of electronics. First application is what? First application is rectification. It is a process of converting AC to DC, and that can be performed by the diodes. In the last class again we have discussed one more application, that is called amplification. Amplification is a process of increasing the strength of the weak signal, and that can be achieved by a transistor. And diode and transistors are the electronic components, so that these are the rectification and amplifications are the applications from the electronic components or devices we have been getting. This is second unit, we are going to study the construction, types and biasing, VI characteristics and applications of BJT. BJT stands for bipolar junction transistor. And the third unit we are going to discuss about another type of transistor, that is called FET. FET stands for field effect transistor. BJT stands for bipolar junction transistor, whereas FET stands for field effect transistor. Both are transistors only. But in the second unit we will be studying we are going to study the one type of transistor. In the third unit we are going to study the another type of transistor, that is FET. And the fourth unit we are going to study some of the applications of one more important electronic component, that is called integrated circuit, that is IC, and in particularly we are going to study the op amp. We are going to study one integrated circuit, that is in general we can call in specifically in the syllabus it is given as op amp. Op amp stands for operational amplifier. That means what? Transistor can make the amplification, so that circuit is named as amplifier. But here it is not simple amplifier, it is op amp, operational amplifier. Apart from making the amplification, it is going to perform some more specific functions, so that this is called as operational amplifier. It makes some mathematical operations. This is an amplifier. Along with the amplification, it makes some mathematical operations like integration, differentiation, addition, subtraction, it can perform. So that this amplifier we are going to study, that operational amplifier, IC number is IC741, we have to discuss. IC stands for integrated circuit. IC stands for integrated circuit. The fourth unit we have to study the evolution of integrated circuits, IC technology, and after that we have to take one particular IC, that is called operational amplifier, that is IC741. With that, by that we have to discuss its functionality, how it performs the various operations, and we have to discuss its characteristics and its specifications we have to discuss. And the last unit we are going to study some of the applications of op amp. Op amp applications we have to discuss. As I told just now, operational amplifier not only makes the amplification, it also performs some arithmetical operations which includes integration, differentiation, addition, subtraction, and that things will be verified in the fifth unit. So that In entire analog electronics, we are going to study diodes, two diodes, PN junction diode and the Zener diode. PN junction diode and the Zener diode we are going to discuss, and with their applications. And here in the second unit we are going to discuss only one particular transistor, that is BJT. In the third unit we are going to discuss about the one more type of transistor, that is called FET. And in the fourth unit we are going to talk about one particular integrated circuit, that is 741 IC. And the last unit we are going to talk about applications of operational amplifier. So this is the overview of analog electronics subject. If you are good at the analog electronics subject, then whatever the subjects you are going to study in the 4 years of your branch, that is electrical and electronics, and the electronic subjects will be very easy, because this subject will give all the roots to study the remaining electronic subjects. This is very important point. This subject, this analog electronic subject will give all the roots to study the remaining all the electronic subject in coming semesters. So that put some more focus on the analog electronics to get the fundamentals or basic things about the electronics. Then I am going to talk about first one is unit 1. I am going to talk unit 1. It is diodes and rectifier. Diodes and rectifier. Diodes and rectifiers. First unit. In short, I will explain what is diode and what is rectifier. Diode stands for die plus electrode. Diode, if you take the diode stands for die plus electrode. Diode stands for die plus electrode. Die means 2, electrode is nothing but this is anode and cathode. Electrodes nothing but anode and cathode. That means what? A semiconductor device, a semiconductor component which is having the 2 electrodes is named as diode. Diode stands for die plus electrode. Die means 2, electrodes nothing but anode and cathode, so that an electronic component which is composed to have the 2 electrodes which names as anode and cathode, that is called a diode. And one of the best application of diode is called rectification, that is diode acts as a rectifier. Rectification is nothing but it is a process of converting AC to DC. It is a process of converting AC to DC. This is diode, and then I am going with the rectifier. Rectifier, it is an electronic device. Rectifier, it is an electronic device which converts AC to DC. For example, this is a rectifier. Assume that it is a rectifier, and to which we are giving AC signal, alternating signal, and by taking the AC signal, this will convert, this rectifier will convert that is into the DC. That means what? Here the input in the input signal, there is a variation in the amplitude, there is a variation in the amplitude with respect to the time, whereas here irrespective of time the amplitude is constant. Amplitude is constant, so that this type of signal is named as DC, that is direct current signal. This type of signal is named as AC signal, that is alternating current signal. So that rectifier is an electronic circuit. Rectifier is an electronic circuit which has been converting AC to DC. AC to DC, and we know AC stands for alternating current, DC stands for direct current. And this AC, where we can get this AC? We can get this AC in the switch box, switchboard. We can switch box, you can get this AC voltage source. And this DC by using this switch box, and we are connecting one rectifier to this one, so that rectifier is converting into DC, and this DC is useful for mobiles and laptops. Mobiles and laptops, these are the best example for the electronic devices. So that electronic devices has been working with DC, where we are not getting the DCs directly. Where we are not getting the DCs directly, we are having AC, and from that we are converting AC to DC using a circuit is called a rectifier. Rectifier is an electronic circuit which converts AC to DC, that the DC can be used to bias the electronic components or devices. And in this rectifier, the main component is called diode. Diode only converting AC to DC. Diode is the best example for electronic components. So that one of the best application of electronic devices or electronic component is that it converts AC to DC, and that process of converting AC to DC is called rectification. The device which converts AC to DC is named as a rectifier. Here only I have explained the name. Diode is nothing but an electronic component which is having the two electrodes, that is called diode. Diplex electrodes which is having the two electrodes called diode. Rectifier is nothing but it is an electronic circuit which converts AC to DC, that is called diode. Here we are going with the first topic in the syllabus, that is PN junction diode. We are going to talk about the PN junction diode. PN junction diode. We know the definition of diode. It is an electronic component which can have the two electrodes, anode and cathode, that is called diode. Junction, that means what? Junction means it is a common point between the two different layers is called junction. And it is a meeting point between the two different layers is called junction, and it is a junction between P and N semiconductor. P and N. P is one semiconductor, N is another semiconductor. P is one semiconductor material, N is another semiconductor material. So by creating the P-type semiconductor and N-type semiconductor in a silicon wafer by using the process is called doping, we can have a PN junction, and after that adding the two electrodes to that particular semiconductor, then we can have the PN junction diode. Then I am going to explain in brief that PN junction diode. The best examples for the semiconductors are silicon and germanium. Let us assume that it is a silicon. It is a silicon wafer on which we have to create the P-type semiconductor and N-type semiconductor. P-type semiconductor is the one in which holes are more than electrons. N-type semiconductor is the one in which electrons are more than holes. P means more positive. That means what? Holes are the majority charge carriers, electrons are the minority charge carriers. N means what? More negative. That means what? Electrons are majority charge carriers and holes are minority charge carriers. Here we require to have the two semiconductor, one is P-type semiconductor, another one is N-type semiconductor. P-type semiconductor is the one in which holes are majority charge carriers, electrons are minority charge carriers. N-type semiconductor is the one in which the electrons are majority charge carriers, holes are the minority charge carriers. So here we should create the two semiconductors in the silicon, so that here we are by using a cross section, we are dividing this into two equal halves. In this region we should create the p-type semiconductor, in this region we should create the n-type semiconductor. So that what I am doing, by using the doping process, I am adding trivalent elements to the silicon semiconductor. In this region I am adding trivalent elements means whose valence electrons are 3 only. But here silicon valence electrons are having the 4, and but this due to the doping process it is giving only 3, and 4 to 3 and 4 electrons are ready to pair with the another electrons, so that here this is having 4 and here it is having 3 only, and 3 to 3 it makes the covalent band, and 1 electron will be empty, and so that it forms the covalent band with the hole. So that every atom is generated, every atom will generate one hole, one free hole, and likewise the trivalent element, it is composed with some millions of atoms, so that it will give the more holes than the electrons, so that here holes will be more. What is the charge of hole? Charge of the hole is positive. This is hole, plus. It is clear that p-type semiconductor is a one in which holes are more, so that these holes are named as majority charge carriers, and then electrons here we can call it is minority charge carriers. P-type semiconductor is a one in which holes are majority charge carrier, electrons are minority charge carriers. By taking the silicon, by adding the trivalent elements to the silicon, we can get the more number of holes than the electron, so that we can form a semiconductor. This is called p-type semiconductor. It is called p-type semiconductor. In the remaining area we should create the another type of semiconductor, that is n-type semiconductor, in which electrons are more than holes, so that what we are doing, we are adding pentavalent element, in which there are 5 valence electrons are there, so that here it is having the 4 valence electrons are there, and it is coming with the 5 valence electrons. 4 to 4 it takes the covalent band, 1 electron will be empty, and that electron acts as free electron, so that it will be free. So that due to this process, the number of free electrons are more in case of n-type semiconductor than holes. Holes will be very less. This is minus. What is the charge of electron? Charge of electron is negative. So that here electrons are more than the holes, so that it offers more negative, so that it is n-type semiconductor. It is an n-type semiconductor. Now we are having the two semiconductor, p-type semiconductor, n-type semiconductor. In between we are having a junction. So that this complete arrangement is called p-n junction. It is a p-n junction, not diode. It is not a diode. p-n junction. Diode means what? It has to have the 2 electrodes. One electrode is anode, another electrode is cathode. So that by using the ohmic contact process, we have to add the electrodes to these arrangements, so that will be the diode. Now it is a diode. The terminal, the electrode which is connected to the p-type semiconductor, or the electrode which is connected to the more positive charge, that is called anode. The electrode which is connected to the n-type semiconductor, or the electrode which is connected to the more negative charge, that is called cathode. Now we can call it is a p-n junction diode. p-n junction, and it is having the 2 electrode, so that it is called p-n junction diode. So this is the construction or the formation of p-n junction diode. The symbol of the p-n junction diode is very, very simple. Symbol of the p-n junction diode. This is arrowhead, and it is a barrier, and we can have the 2 electrodes. This is anode and this one is cathode. The PN junction diode symbol explain us that the PN junction diode conducts the current in one direction only. In opposite direction, it won't conduct any current. And if you go through the symbol of the PN junction diode, that will be explained in detail in the symbol only. See this one? It has been conducting the current in one direction. This arrowhead indicates the current direction from anode to cathode. This arrowhead indicates the current direction. There is a current from anode to cathode. In the same, in other words, there is no current from cathode to anode. That means what? In one direction it has been conducting the current. In opposite direction there is no current. So that we can tell that PN junction diode conducts the current in one direction only. So that this property of conducting the current in one direction, that is called unilateral property. The property of conducting the current in one direction, that is called unilateral property, and the PN junction diode is called as unilateral device. That means what? It can conduct the current in one direction only, and so that this device is named as unilateral device. Now we have studied the formation of the PN junction diode, and after that we have discussed the symbol of the PN junction diode. After that we must study the what the thing happen when the PN junction forms, and what internally is going to happen in the PN junction we have to discuss. That is nothing but formation of depletion layer. It is a junction, and it is a junction. Here this is having the more positive charges, and here this is having the more negative charges, and here this is having the less negative charges, and here it is having the less positive charges. Or in other words, if I am going in particular with the holes only, here this is having the more holes, and here this is having the less holes, and here this is having the more negative, and here this is having the less negative, so that there is a concentration gradient. That means there is a change in the charge density. There is a change in the charge density. Here more positives are there, here less positives are there, so that the more positive wanted to diffuse from p side to n side. At the same case, more negatives wanted to diffuse from n side to p side, so that by they wanted to diffuse from one side to another side, there will be a recombination of electron and hole, which forms the immobile ions across the junction on both sides, and that immobile ions forms a layer. That layer is called a depletion layer, and that depletion layer stops the further flow of electron from n side to p side, further flow of holes from p side to n side, so that there won't be a current until unless we remove the depletion layer, until unless we will close that depletion layer, and until unless the depletion layer we remove, we won't conduct any current. So that to get the current from the PN junction diode, first of all we need to apply the voltage to make the depletion region or depletion layer is disappear. Then only the charges will move from one side to another side, that is holes will move from positive to negative, p type to n type, whereas electrons will move to n type to p type. In such a way it will conduct the current. That means what? Up to the depletion layer is 0, up to the depletion layer is 0, there is no current, and this region of operation is named as ohmic region. Whenever the diode starts current conduction, that voltage is named as cut-in voltage. In generally, the cut-in voltage for a silicon PN junction diode, that is about 0.6 volts, whereas germanium PN junction diode, that is about 0.3 volts. In some books that may be 0.7 volts for the silicon PN junction diode and 0.2 for the germanium PN junction diode. So that in the next class I am going to talk about the formation of the depletion layer, and after studying the formation of the depletion layer, we are going to discuss the VI characteristics of PN junction diode in detail. With that characteristics of PN junction diode, from the characteristics of PN junction diode, we can describe that the PN junction diode conducts the current in one particular direction, in another particular direction there is no current. This specific application can be used for this specific property can be used to design the rectifier circuit. By using the PN junction diode we can design the rectifiers. We are having the various types of resistors, but in the syllabus we are having the three rectifiers: half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier, bridge rectifier, and from these three rectifiers any one rectifier will be asked for 10 marks in the exam. So that this is a very basic fundamental things which is going to provide you to study the remaining subjects in the coming semester. So that give some more focus, put some more focus on the analog electronics such that the coming subject will be easy for you. Thank you.